Hello everyone, this is Mr. Informal giving you another video. This time it is a video that I'm not really particularly happy about, but it needs to be talked about because apparently not a lot of people are talking about it, or maybe there are, or maybe I just haven't seen it, but I feel like I'm the only one who's noticing this. So in the recent Mobile World Congress in Barcelona, Sony released their new flagship, the Sony XZ2 and XZ2 Compact. Now let me just make sure that you understand this video. This video is about Sony Mobile division. Mobile division, not Sony PlayStation, not Sony TVs, not Sony electronics, just the mobile division here. So they released it. The Sony XZ2 looks like the HTC U11, and the XZ2 Compact looks like, well, just a normal looking phone with nothing to be impressed about. So why is it that Sony Mobile division just cannot get things right, especially in the US market? Or are they even trying to market in the US market? So I've been watching a lot of videos, been seeing a lot of pictures. I was a fan of the Sony Ericsson era, back from the Sony Xperia ARC, the Sony Walkmans, Sony Ericsson Walkmans, so there was a time when Sony's mobile was that good. I would even say it was that great. It was a gold standard. And if you look at the Sony Ericsson phones, they had a lot of things that were absolutely innovative. The first one that had this feature and so, but I got a list that I want to talk about here. Okay, so make sure you listen up because it's gonna be a long list. You can even say it's a rant. So number one, nothing in particular order, inconsistency in design. We got slab. I know people say slab, and then we got the curved backs, we got the curved sides, and now we got the XZ2 with the HTC U11 type design, and then you got the XZ2 Compact with just, I don't even know what it is. It looks like some cheap knockoff. And even if you look back from the first Sony when they had that square design, I mean, there's times when they had a glass back, plastic back, so they just couldn't pick one, because I think that is just causing a production problems and inconsistency. The second thing is, this has been complained for a couple years now, is the fingerprint scanner in the US. I don't understand why they cannot make the fingerprint scanner work in the US. Why only the US that's not working, the rest of the world it's working? Is it a patent? Come on. Sony has a lot of money to even pay the patent, if there is a patent, but I don't think there is. And I don't even know why it took that long. So now with the XZ2, they're finally working. I mean, they actually have the fingerprint scanner working in the US now. And not only that, the fingerprint scanner has moved from the side to the back. So number three, ignoring the US market. This goes along with the fingerprint scanner, but more importantly, it seems like Sony doesn't even care to market their products in the US market, whether it be in a carrier, whether being commercial. Not only that, let's be honest, Sony's smartphones have top tier specs. So what's the problem here? Are they saying that they can't compete with the current mobile flagship? I doubt that. Let's be honest here. Sony has enough money, heck, enough designers and engineers to come up with something great. So another one is they are not competitive in the market. This is what I'm saying. Yes, they may have top tier specs, but there are certain things that they left out. And I will go further into this. But number one, which is the water resistance. There used to be a time when they didn't have water resistance, but now they have it. When it comes to camera, which is the next thing I'm going to talk about, the sensors in there are being used by Apple, Samsung, and yet they can come up with better quality pictures and somehow Sony can't. It doesn't make sense at all. How are you gonna have your own sensor and yet you can't even compete? I mean, you can't even basically make it better compared to other competitors knowing that it's your own sensor. Again, it goes back to inconsistency here. Not only that, going back to the camera, they keep preventing their phones to have optical image stabilization, thinking that electronic stabilization is going to be better or software stabilization is better, but it's not. We need a mechanical optical stabilization in cameras. What's so hard about that? It's your own sensor. You make sensors for the Sony Alphas, so why don't you bring some of the Sony Alpha camera division, bring it to your mobile division and see how you can improve your pictures? Is it really that hard? I just don't understand. So another thing is prices. A lot of Sony smartphones are always overpriced, even if they are not top tier specs. So apparently that the XZ2 will be around $700 to $800, and the compact will be $500 to $600. I mean, do I really need to explain that any further? It's pretty obvious that the S9 will probably beat the XZ2. Heck, even the iPhone 8 will probably beat the XZ2 if we go head-to-head comparison. Not only that, going back to this overpriced it, the XZ2 and the XZ2 compact do not have a headphone jack. So why am I paying more for something less? Now I saw a lot of comments here and there talking about, oh, by removing the headphone jack or 2.5mm jack, Sony is trying to sell their wireless headphones. You really think that Sony wants to sell wireless headphones knowing that they have the Z1R premium headphones, which is a corded headphone? I mean, you can say, oh, the phone has aptX, has Bluetooth 5.0 that can transmit high-res audio. Come on, people, let's be honest. If you actually know Sony's headphone division, they have a lot of great headphones. The 1AM2, the Z7, I mean the 1A DAC, the Z1R, repeat that, and you know, I can go on and on. When it comes to audio, Sony is a monster. Now, people may always think, oh, Sennheiser, Audio Technica, you get Bayer Dynamics, but Sony is a sleeping giant. The moment you try to compete with Sony when it comes to audio, I'm telling you, there's gonna be, for the most part, there's a high chance that you will lose. Sony is no jokes when it comes to audio equipment. They know their audio and video. So, come from Sony Ericsson to just Sony, and now we're trying to, I guess, see the new phase of Sony product design. I'm really trying to understand Sony Mobile division, but I can't. I don't see a direction in them. I don't see any consistency. I mean, I was thinking of actually buying the XZ1 compact, but you know, it had a 720p resolution. But then the XZ2 had 1080p resolution. They bumped it up, and then I found out, oh, it doesn't have a headphone jack. Well, you know what? Screw you. I'm not buying that phone. Not only that, it's gonna be $500 to $600. So what's the point? The worst part about it is made of plastic. So again, why am I buying for something less? I can go back to the overpriced area that I just talked about. And if you are Sony, or even the CEO of Sony Mobile division, you have to ask yourself, who are our target market, target demographics? If it's the techies, if it's the people who love technology, engineers, people love their smartphones, these people can ask themselves, why should I get a Sony when I can get a S9? Why should I get a Sony when I can get an Apple? Why should I get a Sony when I have LG? Heck, why should I get a Sony when I have OnePlus or even Huawei? And you can't really make a great argument towards Sony. Even if you were in favor, even if you're a fan, it's really hard to defend them. So let's put head to head right now. XZ2 versus S9. When it comes to camera, are you kidding me? S9 already beats it. When it comes to the color accuracy, of the screen, the S9 beats it. When it comes to battery, well, that's still up in the air, so we'll see. When it comes to design, it's pretty obvious the S9 beats it. I mean, I'm really trying to find a good argument for Sony, but I cannot. And so Sony's mobile division, when it really comes down to it, sorry about that, it's lost right now. It's just making stuff up as, you know, wherever the trend goes, just so they can tell to their fans or whoever, hey, we're making a phone. For a company that is so big yet so lost, it really needs to find its niche, its way. If they only can go back to the Sony Ericsson ways, the motivation, the features that they had, the multiple designs that they used to have, maybe they can actually find a direction to be successful again. And so that concludes this video. Hopefully you understand what I'm saying. Maybe I'm the only one that feels this way. And if you have your own opinions, let me know down in the comments below. And so I will see you in the next content. This is Mr. Informal signing out. Bye bye.